We got the call recorded. So welcome to another edition of our team family call. You guys, thank you guys all for being on. This is for you. This is for the time where we get to come together and basically just share all our positives, release all the negatives, and just basically get a jump start to the next week, powerfully, I should say. So without further ado, my name is Orlando. This is
Kylie,
aka Kylando. So we're just gonna kind of run through you guys real quick our story before we ask for some shares as well, and then get into our fantastic guest speaker. So, like I said, my name is Orlando. We are currently active world team. We've been in the business now going on 3 powerful, amazing, wonderful years. And before Herbalife, I was an ex-college athlete. I worked out 2-3 times a day, but I was actually on the weight gain aspect of things with Herbalife. I was looking to gain weight. I was 145 pounds soaking wet. I found Herbalife through social media, through my cousin, Stephen Crawford, shout out. And I found him on Instagram, and he just went from twig to like boulder, and like I was shocked. So I was like, okay. Hit him up, got on a nutrition plan, whatever he was taking, I was taking. We jumped on as a member for the discount, and I gained 30 pounds of lean muscle, super lean. Then I was able to drop my body fat from 30% down to 15, and I was like, yep, it's time to do something, because it was so believable. Everybody was noticing, and then bam, we jumped into the business, and now we're here. So I'll go ahead and let Kylie share a little bit about herself, and then we'll get started.
what up, guys? My name's Kylie. So like he said, 3 years ago, I basically started by default. He had seen Steven's results, and I said, sure, I could lose some weight. So I didn't realize I had gained 30, 40 pounds in college, although it made sense. I knew nothing about nutrition. I worked out every other month at a Butts and Guts class, was drinking all the time, and living an extremely unhealthy lifestyle, and was tired all the time. So anyways, I lost 15 pounds initially. I'm currently down 20 pounds. I've dropped so many pant sizes. The biggest thing for me was energy. I'm no longer planning naps around my life. And we started doing the business 6 months in when we went to Extravaganza. Hey. So we went at our first one in Chicago, basically blew our mind of basically what was possible. So actually last August, with us helping so many people, I was able to fire my boss. I worked in child protection at the county, so I had an extremely stressful job. It is what I wanted to go to school for. So was able to get out of that atmosphere and still help people. We opened a nutrition club here in Green Bay. It's been super fun to impact our community, and we love family time on Sundays to be able to hear from everyone how their awesome weeks were. So
yeah, so perfect transition. So check this out. I know there's at least 5 people on this line right now as we speak that have something to share, whether it was something really powerful that happened this weekend during the past week. Oh, man, you just messed up all my lighting.
Oh, there's fine.
Okay. So some of the past week, anybody who has like STSs that they went to, anything like that. So yeah. Yes, exactly. We're going to open up the line, and let's not all jump out at once. Who wants to share? Let's go.
All right, you unmuted.
Oh, boom. That's what I'm talking about.
I go first.
That's my sponsor.
How's everybody doing? My name is Stephen Crawford. I've been an Herbalife member now it'll be 4 years in May. So it's been a minute, a little while. Still a baby in the business, though. Current 2.5 global expansion team, on the way to millionaire team, with this amazing organization here. We had the privilege of hearing from from my sponsor, from your upline, for a lot of you, maybe your sideline, your uncle, whatever he is to you. But he was our guest speaker, and he did what he usually does. He delivered. But one thing he talked about that really I stopped, because I run AV now. So I really stopped and took the time to listen to what he was talking about. And he talked about time, being on time for things. And his comparison is what got me, though. He was saying if you have a flight, you're really, you're not going to be late for a flight. You know, your objective is to be early for a flight. If you have class, you're trying to make sure to do your best to be in class, or sometimes they probably close the door on you. For the things that in life that we want, we're, you know, usually trying to be on time for. But when it comes to the Herbalife business, a lot of people act like they don't want to be on time. People, you know, get on calls late. People show up to STS late. It's like, how you going to be on time for something like a flight, but you're going to be late, you know, to save your life. And it was kind of like, you know, I was kind of thinking about like, yeah, we really kind of casually, because there's no consequence. There's no consequence to getting on a call late. There's no consequence to going to an STS late. There's no consequence to Herbalife. You know, this either you do or you don't. And, you know, and he's like, you know, how you going to show up, you know, late for your better self, which is, you know, absolutely amazing that he said that. But also one more thing, I randomly met this girl on Instagram from Orange County. She was liking a couple of my Herbalife pictures, and you guys know I like the pictures back, and I go in their inbox and I'm like, thank you for supporting me, whoever it is. Like, I really don't look at the page. I'll just look at this to see if they do Herbalife or not, and then I go and I say, thank you for supporting me. I don't know if you're interested into doing Herbalife or you're just supporting me, but thank you anyways. And she was like, I did Herbalife a couple years ago. I lost 90 pounds. And, but, you know, I was just buying products from this girl. And the only reason why I bought them is because she just was trying to make some money. And I just bought them. But she's like, I don't know where she is anymore. We don't work together. I don't have her number. I don't even remember her name. And she's like, and I've been watching your page for like a year. And I was just trying to get back into it because she started naming people that inspired her. It's like nobody never really reached out. So, you know, I reached out to her and she was like, I want to order. I've been trying to order for like a couple of months. And I was like, well, you know, here's my website. She went on, she ordered shake tea, things that she knew. And then I was like, you know, I can pick this up for you. You just live up the highway. I can bring them to you. Or we have this event in Anaheim tomorrow and I could just bring them there. You can come, you know, get it, right? She comes to the STS and I was like, it's at 10 o'clock. You don't have to stay past lunch if you don't want to. And she was like, okay. She was in there. She stayed the whole day. And she was taking notes, wrote down a marketing plan, fired up, and asked me, you know, if we had any of the fit camps that they were talking about. I said, yeah, we have a mega fit camp tomorrow, but it's, you know, near my house. She was like, where is that? Mind you, it's an hour drive. So she's like, okay, I'll be there tomorrow. I'm like, this girl ain't coming. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. She's not going to drive an hour. She showed up before I did. She was there this morning. You know, did the workout. She, you know, was super energetic, super fired up. And at the end of the class, she was like, I got 4 people that I want to get on plans right now. Like today, I need a catalog if you have a catalog. And she was like, I want to learn how to get 25, 35, 42, 50%. I'm like, you just going to roll off the marketing plan to me like that? You just learned yesterday? So she was super fired up. So, you know, we'll probably get her signed up as a member here today. But I'll say all that to say this. Don't just look at the, you know, the likes and just take them for what they are. I know a lot of times we get mad when we get a bunch of like on our Herbalife pictures, but look at every person who's liking consistently and reach out to them and just say thank you. You never know. A simple thank you is about to give me a member she's going to like Vic Camp in like with Style Bell and them tomorrow. What you think gonna happen when she go there? Because she met somebody at the STS who was fired up. And she's like, oh, I like this person. I see him on Instagram. So now she's going to go to a workout out there. Luckily, I got to her before she went out there because they probably would have snatched her up. But she's nice now. So, yeah, a lot of great things happening to him. But I'm going to shut up and let somebody else go.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that, Cuzzo. Yeah, like that was awesome, especially the likes. Reach out to the likes. We got to remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Fire me up. Fire me up. Positive, STS. Oh,
I go.
all right.
So Jay Irwin here. I didn't have no STS or anything like that, but like I said, we ran Fit Camp today, and we basically changed the way we did things today, and it was smooth. So that's a plus. So, you know, we'll keep going, trying to get big, but spring, summer finna come around, and it's gonna be popping. So that's another thing. And one more thing I like to say is I gained 4 pounds in 2 weeks. So proud of myself, and that's it.
Awesome. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate that. Changing up that structure for the better. That's what's up. Anybody else?
Yo, I'll go. It's Sam from Green Bay. I just want to say I am down 26 pounds now as of January 1st. I am feeling good, feeling confident, and loving life again. I'm so fired up. This year's going to be just absolutely crazy. So that's all I got for today.
Awesome, Sam. Hey, keep updating us because you know we get fired up when you get fired up. So thank you for that share.
Awesome.
Anybody else? Next.
I'll go.
Hey.
My name is Kylie. I'm out in Ainsworth, Nebraska. Currently world team, but just went to Minneapolis STS with Laura Holloway. And to be honest, I have so many notes that I'm just going to point out a few that stuck out to me just now. And she talked about so many things. And when she was telling her story, she was talking about no plan B, and we can't fully commit with 1 foot out the door. You'll never know what will happen if you don't just take the step. So like, how big of it is a risk if you actually like don't step out and experience it? Let go of what's holding you back. And the other thing is she talked about like, it doesn't matter the pin, and the pin sometimes needs to just get out the way. And it's about the change that you grow through, no matter what level that you're at, it'll happen. It's just the growth that happens with it. It's not about the pin, and just realizing that you're worth it throughout the change. So that's just a little bit. There's so much more I'll post on the page. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Biddy. Man, Laura Holloway will speak life into you. So I already know how that STS went. Thank you for that share. All right, let's take one more share so that we can get to our guest.
Yo.
Who's
What's
that?
up, everybody? My name is Melquan Shaw. Shout out to my upline. Super grateful for that guy, Theodore Graham. So I was at STS here in South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina. Something major key, working a 90-day plan. Day 30, we hit World Team. Sat VIP at our STS, first time ever. Super grateful. During STS, the team in Charleston, they're not affiliated with us, but they came up to me and was like, hey, we've been seeing you. We want you to work on our production team. Are you willing to do that? Immediately, yes. You know why? Because they see the growth. You know why? Because we show up to events even when it was just us, and we had 9 people there. We are turned all the way up. Super grateful. God bless y'all. The real 1911.
Hey, thanks for firing us up, man. Congratulations on the VIP. Once you go VIP, do not go backwards. Hey, VIP is life. That's what's up, and especially that production. Production is key. Awesome. Thank you for that share. All right. So, what we're about to do now. Go ahead. You gotta shake it off. You gotta shake it off, Theo. Whatever you gotta do. We're gonna go ahead and let our guest speaker Theo speak here and just drop some nuggets. He's gonna share his story. I just like to put some credibility on his name. Kylie and I originally met him coming from the Utah promotion. We had got in the car. We was actually messaging on Facebook.
Yeah, I was messaging Billy Grubbs. I had no clue who Billy Grubbs was. Knew nothing about it. I knew he had a Tahoe up to the mansion. I'm like, hey, can we hop in? Not knowing who Billy Grubbs was.
Yes.
They were in there, and Theo was in the car as well.
Yeah, so it was just cool. It's just cool how Herbalife works. You just you hop in. You don't really ask too many questions. Everything is yes, no problem. And we got the opportunity to meet Theo, and then we are hanging out in Utah, and it's just been amazing. And I really want to just speak on this real quick. We were just what were we, like 18,000?
Yeah.
So quick story. We were 18,000 organization volume from our first cut get this past month, and out of nowhere, Theo hits me up like, "Hey man, where are you guys on your get cut? How can I be of value? How can I help?" And like, I literally, I guess I could say it's just really emotional to me, because like, to know that like someone that's not even in my organization or in our organization to reach out and ask how they can help us hit our first cut get was just, it meant a lot to both of us. I shared that to Kylie right away, and he was just every single day, almost every hour, I think we were chopping it up, Theo. Like, where are you at now? What can I do? Where are you at? What can I do? So without further ado, man, I truly, truly appreciate you. Global expansion team, the pin that we're chasing right now as we speak in cuts. He's going to share a story, a couple nuggets, and then we're going to end with some question and answers. So you guys listen in, tune in, so you guys can ask some questions at the end. Theo, go ahead. Take it away, brother.
Yo, what up? What up? I am super, 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 super grateful to be asked to be on this call. Like Kylando just said, we met in the back of the truck on the way up to the mountain, basically. Another testament, like, just qualify for, certain events, qualify for VIP, qualify for the events. Like, the promotions that the Prez Pack do is really dope, because when you get there, you're not going to no timeshare meeting, you're not getting no training, but you are getting training. Like, if you was with us in Miami and you was turned up with us in Miami, you like, yo, like, these are real people. So a lot of times we see certain things going on. We're like, oh my God, I got to be like this esoteric being. I got to grow into like this godlike person to be Prez team. And then you hang out with them and you like, yo, these people are just like me. They just been doing it a little bit longer, or they got a little bit more belief, right? So my name is Theo Graham. I started Herbalife in January 2014. So about 3 years and a month. And I got started with Herbalife just because I wanted my abs back from college. My sponsor, Upline, Reginald Abreu, he had dropped about 38 pounds at the time. And I saw him gain weight because I'd known him for a long time, and I saw him lose some weight. So I was like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, I'm doing this Herbalife thing. I was like, you do it as a business? He's like, nah, I'll do it as a business. I just use the products. 2 days later, he got laid off from his job. Thank God. He never went back, by the way. Got laid off. He signed up a membership, started reaching out to people. He reached out to me like, yo, I'm doing it as a business now. You want to do it too? I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to sell shakes. I don't want to do nothing. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing the all natural way. It did not work for me. So finally got started with him 6 months later. And the crazy thing was, I did not have the money to pay for my products. And I know, like, sometimes we'll reach out to people and be like, I don't got the money. And you like, I know you got, like, I know you got the money. Like, and I don't got the money. I really did not have the money. I wasn't eating out a lot. I was cooking most of my own foods. I had 3 jobs. I was a full-time teacher. I had 2 security jobs that were on call. And the reason why is because when I graduated from college, I matched my lifestyle with my income. So I got a new apartment, got a car, racked up a whole lot of credit card debt, needed to pay it off. So Reggie was smart. He was like, well, if you bring me people, I can show you how to make the money. So I was like, all right, cool. So I brought him 3 people. With that, I was able to pay for my products, and it showed me how to retail too. Then Reggie invited me to an event. So just like Steve talked about earlier, he was like, he invited the young lady who we talked to come pick up her products from the event. I went to the event just going because I was just going. I didn't really have a real desire to do the business. I didn't really know. He didn't tell me there was a product training. He just like, come to this event. I was like, all right, cool. I went. I saw a whole bunch of people that lost a lot of weight. I saw a whole bunch of people with product result stories. And mind you, at this time, we didn't really have a product disclaimer. So people was going up there saying all types of crazy stuff like, I got cured of my diabetes. I got cured of cancer. Like, people was going up there saying that type of stuff. Now you don't really hear that on stage unless you're talking to somebody like more in person. And I just thought about my mom. My mother had ovarian cancer, 2 heart attacks, high blood pressure, diabetes. She's on the call right now because she does a business, qualify for the first cut, the iPad mini promo. My mom Duke's doing the thing. But anyways, so she was really sick. She's about 110 pounds overweight. Well, I thought she was 110 pounds overweight. I just found out 2 months ago that she started her plan at 275 pounds. She's now 77 pounds now, and she still has another 43 pounds to go, right? So that meant that she told me she had 110 pounds to go, but she was a little bit heavier than what she told me. Just found out 2 months ago how much she actually weighed, right? So I knew I could help her. So I ordered her some products on the spot, hit her up, like, Mom, you got some stuff that's on the way? She's like, what is it? I was like, I don't know what's going to help you lose weight. I really didn't know how the products would work. Remind you, I gained 29 pounds on the products. This is my 3rd day on my plan, and I didn't know what was going to happen. All I knew was I saw these other people, I believed it. I also saw a 15-year-old kid He made $3,000 a month before. And I was like, yo, if this 15-year-old can make $3,000, I can make $3,000. So in that 6-day period, the next 6 days, I started the business on February 22nd. Before February 28th, I was a supervisor. I had 18 clients in 6 days. I made $1,183, right? I was relentless. Like, be relentless. Like, be relentless. Like, some of y'all qualified for 5 Gets 5 last month, and you might have not have ever did that before, but you were relentless. Like, I'm going to get this 5 Gets 5 no matter what, right? And that goes back into what I said in the beginning. It's not exactly what you're doing, but how you feel about what you're doing, how you showing up in the world when you're talking to people, right? So I was talking to a lot of people. I wasn't even counting those. Like, oh, you don't want to get on? Okay, cool. Next. Oh, you want to get on a plan? Here's the invoice, right? So one of the last plans that put me over over the 50% mark, he was actually my 16th client. And I sent him an invoice, right? And I'm looking at the price. I'm like, oh my gosh. He's like, what's the price? I was like, yo, I could take some stuff off. You don't really got to pay this much. He's like, bro, what's the price? I was like, $742. He was like, hey, where the black card? I said, black card? I was like, maybe I need to be doing what you doing. But what that also did for me was it taught me a lesson. Keep your hands out of other people's pockets. People got the money. You just got to tell them the value of the products. He saw the value of the products, so he bought the plan, right? And then the last order to put me over the top for the 50%, I was talking to someone on the phone, and mind you, they told me the EO was at midnight, so it's 11:57 on that Friday. And I told the girl, I'm like, yeah, you gonna get on a plan? Da-da-da. She's like, yeah. And then she's like, oh, I left my wallet in the car. And I'm like, So I'm like, I can get off the phone with her and try to call somebody else in 2 minutes, or I can make this happen and be relentless. I was like, are you really gonna get on this plan? She was like, yeah. I was like, all right, so for real, this order is gonna put me at a new place in our marketing plan at Herbalife. I really need you to place this order before midnight. She's like, okay, cool, right? That also taught me is not to get off the phone with people until they say yes, right? So I was plugging into events. I hit supervisor. The next day, my upline Reggie, being a good coach that he is, he's like, you need more people. He's like, now you hit a supervisor. You'll never do under 5,000 volume points. Now you need more people. So that month I got 13 new members that month. And all it was offering the opportunity to people. Offering the profit, offering the savings on the products. You want to get on the products? You can get a savings, right? What I didn't know at the time, because I was so new in Herbalife, if you signed up, you was doing the business. I don't care what you signed up for. You want to lose 100 pounds, you're doing the business. So people like, oh, what does NRG do? MyHerbalife.com. I'm MyHerbalife.com and new clients, y'all. That joint was hella funny now that I think about it later. But I'm MyHerbalife.com and new clients, do more volume. They're like, man, I'm just trying to get this result. Yeah, get the result and do the business too. Because in my mind at the time, I couldn't fathom that people wouldn't want this opportunity, right? I was like, okay, everybody's going to want this opportunity, but everybody doesn't want it. So sometimes we're talking to people and we're saying, do the business with us. And they're like, nah, I don't really want to do it. And we can't see it. That's cool. It's not for us to see. You did your job by inviting them to hear about the opportunity. And that's all we got to do, right? So showed up to my first event, came by myself, saw the stories, and I was like, yo, I got to bring other people with me. So from that point forward, my objective was to bring somebody new to every event. And I have brought 2 new people to every event since I started Herbalife. And I can definitely attribute that to our global expansion team business right now. Because I am relentless with not coaching people that don't come to events, and I'm relentless with telling people about going to the events. I'm obsessed. Like, you got to come to the event. You got to come to the event. Well, can't you just teach me? No, I cannot just teach you. Oh, what's in this product? We do a product training at the event, right? And I relate everything back to the event because somebody said in the very beginning, use the tool, do not be the tool. So yeah, I can tell somebody how to go all the way up the marketing plan. I could show a new distributor how to retail, recruit, and retain. I could show them all of that, but I don't want to. Because I don't want to be the only thing that's tied somebody to Herbalife. Because the way I thought about it when I first got started was like, if something happens to me, if I get hit by a car, I want these people to still be able to get the information and to grow, or to be able to get the results and to grow. So that was my objective when I first started Herbalife. And I got that from a book called 360 Degree Leader by John C. Maxwell, because he talks about how, I talked about this earlier on our call earlier, but he talks about how you're going to be able to help other people, but you got to help yourself first, right? He talks about how to equip people so that when you're not there, you're not in the picture, they still know what they're doing. So by a show of hands, who would like to go to sleep tonight and wake up with 500 volume points? Right? That didn't come from a preferred member. It came from a distributor, which means 2 or 3 new clients, right? I would love that. But if I'm doing all the work and that person doesn't know how to do the work, that's not going to happen. Right? I am really good with, I'm going to show you what to do. I'm going to show you where the event is, and I want to equip you so I don't have to keep trying to teach you. I just wanted to ask you a question. How many new clients you got? How many people you got come to the events? What are their names? Who do they have coming with them? Who do they have coming with them? I literally do that. And some of the team is on right now. You can ask them, like I asked them, who you got coming? Who they got coming? Who they got? And I ask who they got until you don't have a name. And I'm like, you got to find that out. Because the more people that they have, the better it is for them, right? So in Herbalife, we do 2,500 S. They call that an active cut. You're actively doing the business. But we do 5K because we Urban Heroes, y'all, soup team, super. Like, we do 5K. That's just what we do, right? So I came into business where she was like, you'll never do under 5K. I was like, I'll never do under 5K. It was like a Jedi mind trick. So you could Jedi mind trick in new people. And if your volume is at top volume, it makes it a whole lot better. You see, when I came in, the reason why I did 4,000 volume points in 6 days wasn't just because I believe I could do it. It's because my upline, Reggie, had 16,000 volume points that month. So when I see 16,000, I divided that by 4, and I was like, he did 4,000 a week. If he could do 4,000 a week, I could do 4,000 a week, right? So the higher you are on the volume, the more you could teach your people just by showing up, just by them watching what you're doing, right? So we got these 2,500 cuts, and they say that you're actually doing a business, doing these 2,500 cuts. What does that look like, right? That looks like a group of like 20 people. So if you get 5 people this month, right, you get 1 new distributor, and you teach that distributor how to get 5 people, that means next month you're going to have 20 people. That's an active cut right there. It's the beginning of March. We can all do that. I'm working on having 2 new clients. So right when I get off this call, it's going to be 11 o'clock. I'm about to make another call because somebody else said they wanted to get started with their plan. And that's going to be 2 out of my 5, right? And then I want to concentrate on helping my distributors from last month and some new distributors get their people. So went to my first event, and when I say I saw a vision, I told myself I was going to be full-time with my full-time Herbalife in 4 months. I was like, and how can I do that? So I set a goal, right? I didn't know what I was doing, but I set a goal and I set a time period. I said, I want to be full-time in 4 months. So in order for me to be full-time, I needed to be making about $4,000 a month because that was double my teaching income. In May of 2014, I did 10,000 volume points. My consumer group had, I think, 63 people. I gotta go back and look again. 63 people, and I made $4,000 that month. So with that, I was like, cool. I'm about to go full time, right? I did what I said I was gonna do. I've been listening to Mark Hughes. I've been listening to Jim Rohn, listening to John C. Maxwell. Doing the personal development, they always talk about doing it, and I do it every single day, right? Now, the reason I'm telling you this story is because I went full-time on Friday. On January, one of my roommates who owed me $800 told me he didn't have another $800 to pay me, right, for the rent. The internet got shut off. I got 3 returns on products that equaled up to $1,600. So I was immediately, I think, Mom, is it 30? I think I was $3,600 like down, like immediately. And if I had not equipped myself with the personal development, with Mark Hughes and with Jim Rohn, and knowing that I have the opportunity to earn extra income, make more money, I probably would have went and found another job. And I might not be where I am today. I might not even believe in Herbalife. I might have got a job and then be like, man, the Herbalife thing didn't work out. I would have never talked to Melquan. I'd have never talked to a lot of people. Yeah, just over broke, right? So I went to Extravaganza that first year. I had 2 people with me. Like I said, I always go places with people. I had 2 people with me. Neither one of them is doing the business still. That's not my problem. I just invite people. I get back. This guy has moved his stuff out of my apartment. Like his room is bare empty. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Now another $2,000 in the hole, right? What I did was, though, I kept retailing, climbing out, right? So I just wanted to share that story with y'all is because all of us are going through something. Like, no matter where you are in your business, if you have a real conversation with your press team members, they got their own stuff going on. You have a conversation with your distributors, they got their own stuff going on. And everybody in between has their own stuff going on. I'm sure Steve got his own stuff going on. Kai Lando got Kai Lando got their own stuff going on. Everybody has their own things going on, but everybody chooses to deal with it differently. Mark Hughes is saying the king cannot show like how he feels all the time because he's king. Like, you can't just keep showing, like, sometimes you can't show people certain aspects. Like, if I'm gonna go to fit camp, it doesn't matter what's going on in fit camp. Like, I'm gonna be the best person I could be for fit camp. A quick story, another one. Last year, me and my lady, we were headed to Extravaganza. I don't know, stuff always happens around Extravaganza. We were headed to Extravaganza. We're breaking that curse this year. And we buy our tickets. We about to check into our hotel. And next thing you know, the IRS pulls $22,000 out of our account. Yeah, look at y'all faces. Put a goose egg in your account. And the rent is due in 5 days when you get back. Right? Or however many days it was. Rent is due as soon as we get back. So, like, we didn't crumble. Like, the teams didn't even know that was going on. Because it was nothing to talk about. And when we did talk about it, we talked about it in an uplifting manner. Like, it doesn't matter what's going on in your life. Retail it. Doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You can retail it. New solves all. Right? Stuff is going to happen. People are going to drop out on you. People are going to do certain things. And the more wheels you have, like, on more wheels you have running, the more flats you can afford. I heard that saying one time at an event. I was like, dang. So that means if I got 100 people and I get one person drops out on me, you know, I'm hurting, but I'm still good. But if I got one tire, if I got one client or one distributor and I'm riding that distributor and that wheel goes flat, it goes off. So I used to tell Melquan this all the time. Many hands makes for a lot of work. Like, people ask you, like, how do you do high volume? Get a lot of people. How do you get a lot of people? You do an invite. You know, you invite to something. Like, I don't know what you do in your area, but I invite to once evaluations. We didn't always have a fit camp. Man, I put that joint on every single, look, Steve, I'm sorry. I put that joint on every group. Because, Red, you don't be wanting to check group chats. I don't know. Is he on now? Anyways. But yeah, so the more tires you have, the better you get. Many hands makes for a lot of work. So if I got like 3 people that's doing the business with me and they fired up, they firing me up. Last week, I showed up to fit camp. Yo, I had some stuff going that day, but nobody could tell. Stuff happens every single day, right? And Steve mentioned something earlier. He was like, be on time. Be on time, right? And I like to be on time for things, not because it's like being on time. Like, being on time is great. Like, everything is a result of everything. Like, the way you do anything is the way you do everything, right? But being late affects the workability of whatever it is that you're doing. Like, if you're late for a call, you missed out on something. You don't even know what it was. And you can't even ask what it was that you missed because you don't know what it is that you missed. If you're late for your flight, you missed the flight. Like, so, like, if you treat like everything like that, if I'm late for something, I'm missed out on something. I like to go places early. Like, sometimes I show up at places like too early. I showed up at our training 45 minutes early last week. And I was like, you know what? I'm hella early. Let me go to the gas station so I can get some yogurt. Got a new client in the gas station. Go early. I showed up early to Fit Camp one day. Got a new client. Just because I was early and I was standing outside and a guy walked by. I was like, oh, let me talk to this dude, right? So be relentless with that. And then plugging in. So never miss an event, plugging into the calls, plugging into whatever it is that you have for your structure. I know you guys got a Monday call. We got the Urban Hero call. You guys got this call. So plugging into that. I plug into everything that I can, and I don't overwhelm myself. As a new member, new distributor, remember, you don't got to be on everything. But the higher you want your check to grow, the more stuff you want to be called into. I was talking with my mentors. He's a Prez team member. He's not in the Prez pack. He's a Prez team member out here. And somebody said something. They were like, I'm in too many group chats. They're in like 5 group chats. I'm in too many group chats. He was like, I'm in like 30-something group chats, and my check was for $30,000. I was like, add me to a group chat. Add me to another call. Like, get to what you can plug into, right? Get to what you can plug into. And then help your team. Like, Kylando, like, I just hit them up. I was like, yo, where y'all at? Because I know y'all close. Because I remember last year, we were both pacing at the same time in the beginning of last year. So I know they got to be close. When I hit them up, they were like, oh, yeah. I think y'all was at like 16. I was like, oh, that's in the books. And then y'all did like 3K in one day or some crazy stuff like that. Y'all are incredible. That's massive. Y'all did like some wild numbers, right? I hit him up on EOM. He's like, yeah, we like 26 points away from Marquette. I was like, ooh, that's that's a face I made when I saw it, like 26 points. But it's like plugging into your sidelines. Like, who are you talking to every single day? Who's making you better? Who else are you holding accountable? I talk to one of my sidelines every single day at 1 p.m. I talk to some of my downline every single day. And it's not even always about the business. Like Melquam and I talk every day between 8 and 10 a.m. Sometime in between that time. And if we don't talk in between there, we call each other back. So 6 days out the week, we talking at that time. Maybe one day one of us will be later, right? And it's not because we want to talk about the business. It's not because of that. It's just like a check-in. He checks in with me, checks my pulse. I check his pulse, and we keep it moving. My next accountability partner, I check in with him. This is what I did today. This is what I did yesterday after we talked. And this is what I got from it. And then with that, you start to grow. Like Tiff Ford, she just jumped on a call. She's one of Reggie's other downlines. Yo, we talk all the time, and we coach each other up on stuff we didn't even know we was coaching each other up on. I call her God's voice. Like, I don't know if y'all seen the Martin Luther King movie, Selma. I'm saying that all types of wrong. But Salem. But she reminds me of when Martin Luther King called the lady to sing to him, and he's like, I need to hear God's voice. Like, anytime I talk to her, she's right on point with the scripture, the prayer, or just the motivation that I need. And these people are what keep me going in the business, right? But in order for me to check them, I got to be doing what I need to do. I got to be getting my new clients. I got to be at 5K. Not because of some egotistic thing, but how can I rightfully tell somebody else to do something that I'm not doing? And how can I check somebody on something if I'm not doing it? And vice versa. Like, they know, like, you can't check me on nothing if you ain't doing it. I've had plenty of people, I want to be APs with you. I'm like, no, I can't talk to you every day. Because you're not, your vibe, you ain't in alignment with what you say you want. You ain't doing the work side, right? And I got that from 360 Degree Leader, that book again, 360 Degree Leader by John C. Maxwell. Like, his leadership stuff, I'll read anything from John C. Maxwell. Because on his leadership side, he gives you so much information that you can apply. Right? What is a 360 Degree Leader? So it's a leader. A leader is somebody who is following somebody and leading himself. And it doesn't matter what level you are. You could be a distributor and come in and just start beasting, right? So if you come in tonight, it is your first call and you ain't got a client yet, you get off this call, you go get 3 clients, people are going to be asking you what you did. You have now elevated yourself into a leadership position because people want to know what you're doing, right? So you can teach other people how to do that. Now, in order for you to continue to teach people how to get a client, you have to continue to do the same thing you're doing. That's all the 360-degree leader is, somebody who leads from whatever level that they are, because leadership is not a position. There's plenty of people who got Get Team, 2.5, Mil Team pins. I won't listen to them. I won't talk to them about the business because they don't have the leadership qualities, or they don't have the work ethic qualities that I want. But somebody who is coming to the business and is hungry and talking to people, and they just doing everything it looks like the right way to me, I definitely want to talk to them. I definitely want to ask them, like, what they're doing. I definitely want to build a relationship with them. When I first came into Herbalife, I was terrible at building relationships. When I was 9 and my grandfather passed away, I was in a room crying. My mother walked upstairs and she was like, "Everybody dies, get over it." And I know that she didn't mean it the way I heard it. But from 9 until 24, I basically like pushed all relationships to the side for the most part. Like I was like I would tell people like, we're not friends, we're acquaintances. Like literally, I didn't talk to anybody for real in high school. And now people are like, "Oh, you're just good at building relationships." Nah, that took practice. And the practice came from me building relationships with people in Herbalife, my sidelines. Tiffany Ford. We went from talking once a month to once every 2 weeks to once every week to a point where we were talking every single day, building relationships. And like I said, you're not always talking about the business. Like, who are you? Where you come from? What do you do? What do you like to do? Like, these are the questions that come up in the conversations that, like, they're not planned. I don't write these questions down and be like, "Oh, these are the 5 questions I wanted to ask to get to know you." Nah, that's not what we do, right? But that also helps you out with your clients, because your best clients are going to be your best distributors. So when you're building relationships with them, you find out who they are, you're talking to them, you can then interject and plug them into a certain situation. Like, I'm talking to somebody and they're like, "Yeah, okay." Prime example, I had a girl, brand new client, 2 weeks into her month plan, and she started telling me about how like she had to kick her boyfriend out and her other roommate didn't pay the rent. And she was hysterical on the phone, right? And I was like, I listened to her, she talked, and then, after she finished, I was like, "Now, can I offer you like a suggestion?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "I got a business opportunity for you, and I can show you how to make money with these products, using these products, and be able to pay for your rent, because that's what I did when I first got started." Now, maybe you didn't have to pay for your rent when you got started. Maybe you didn't have to pay for your rent or anything like that. But now you know my story, and you can say that I know somebody who did. Right? And what she said on the phone was, "I'm not in a position to really talk about that right now, but I'll give it some thought." And so she called me back 2 weeks later and was like, "All right, cool. I want to do this business." Right? Now, if I wasn't to listen to her, if all I would have heard was, "I'm having issues with my money, I'm not gonna be able to reorder." As a new person, I ain't gonna lie. If you just in it for the money and you just like, "I need to get this volume," your first thought is, "I need to slowly stop following up with this person because she's not gonna reorder." And some people lose a lot of people like that. I have people on my team that when I talk to their old clients, I'm like, "Why'd you stop?" "I ain't have the money." That means that they didn't talk about the business. So remember, the distributor action plan is 5 to 7 new clients plus 2 distributors. And a lot of times when you ask people like, "What's the distributor action plan?" It's 5 to 7 new clients. They totally forget that 2 distributors. They got a saying out here in a Latin market, and they say it in Spanish, but I'm gonna translate it. You want to chase fat people all your life. If you constantly getting clients, they say you're going to constantly be chasing fat people all your life. And they're really rough in the Latin market. But it's the truth. Like, do you want to always have to go get 5 new clients, or do you want to show people how to go get 5 new clients and you go get your 5 new? Now you got an org of whatever you got. Right? So the last thing I wanted to leave y'all with was some numbers. I'm a numbers person too. I'm really energetic, but like I'm like numbers like heavy. So three people at an event with you, 3 people at an event, not at supervisor level, you're gonna hit your active cut. Right? 7 to 10 new people, 7 to 10 people at an event, that's active world team numbers. 15 to 25 is global expansion team. And if you want me to go back through them, I can go back through them again because I realize I talk fast sometimes. 50 to 80 is mill team. And 80 to 100 is press team. So I know somebody like Steve, if I ask Steve like how many people he had at STS in the month of February, he's going to be able to say it. But as a new person or supervisor, you should know that number too. You got less people at an event. Like, I asked somebody, how many people you had at an event? They was like, one. It's like 2. I was like, what took you so long to answer that? It's only 2 people. You didn't have to name nobody. You know who that is, right? And it's not that it's only 2 people, but Jim Rohn says that, yeah, if you don't have a big team yet, that means you should know more about your team. Like, where does it all go? Like, you should know more about your team. If you feel like you don't have a big team yet, you should know more about your team. You should know exactly who was there at the event because you want them to get the same influence, information, and inspiration that you got. You want them to be touched, moved, and inspired. And that happens at the events. Contrary to popular belief, like we're like, oh, I'm the person who's going to get them started. Yes, you're the person who talks to them, but the event is what's going to get them started. The event is where they're going to make that decision that they want to make Herbalife a lifestyle, not just a hobby. A lot of times we're doing hobby things. We're not tracking how many people we're talking to a day, or we're not tracking our volume. You're treating the business like a hobby. But a business, any business tracks. Any business does 90-day plans. It's not just Herbalife that does 90-day plans. And this is the first time I hear about 90-day plans. Talk to your upline about that. But any business does a 90-day plan. It's not just Herbalife. They do quarterly reports. How long is a quarter of a year? 3 months. How long is 3 months? 90 days. So we hear that term. We're like, oh, that's just a Herbalife thing. No, that's a business thing. You'll know exactly what your business is doing. Like Melquam said, I was getting on them. How many people you talked to today? Like 4, I think. I was like, how many invites you do? He's like, I don't know. I did like 7 invites to the club. Melquam, they ain't gonna get you your goals. How many people you talk to? Man, I did a whole bunch of invites today. How many? I don't know. If you don't know, you ain't gonna get nothing from it. As soon as he starts tracking his numbers, first month, 5K, and it's legit. It's not because it was a 5 against 5 that he did 5K. No, he got 10 new clients. He had 9 people at STS, 2 new guests at STS, right? He helped, 2 or 3 people his senior consultant, coaches, not members ordering from themselves, but coaches his senior consultant, right? And that was because of his 90-day plan. That's because he was doing something consistently every single day. Like, that boy is up at it every single day. And I'm watching, and he's like the perfect example of how this thing works, right? So, like I said, so three people at your event, you're going to see your active world, you're going to see your active supervisor cut. 7 to 10, active world team. 15 to 25 is global expansion team. Let's say 35 to 50 is mill team, and 80 to 100 is press team. Yeah, 80 to 100 is press team. So how many people you can get with you at the next event is like your biggest thing. If you had an event already this month, get somebody to an event somewhere else. Like, that's what I'm concentrated on. That's the business. Like, how many people you get to an event? Like, the clients are gonna come because I'm talking about the business all the time. I'm always talking about the products. I'm always talking about the business. So the clients are gonna come. But how many people can you get to see this vision with you? We had 29 people at STS last month. The org finished at 37,000. So that's a direct reflection. It wasn't a surprise to me that we hit global expansion team when we did. Like, everybody's like, oh, the business is supposed to be going down. No, it's not. Because I had the amount of people I needed at the events the months before and the months of. And I actually tore my ACL the month before we went to global expansion team cuts. So we hit all 3 cuts, and I was laying on the couch, hitting up people on Facebook. I never worked social media before like this. I'm a type of person. I like to meet you outside on the street and talk to you, and then get you on a plan. And that'd be the last thing I end with, is like that relentless attitude. Before I started Herbalife, I deleted my Instagram a month before I started, like full delete. I didn't have a social media following when I started Herbalife. I was never that guy that got to post pictures and people hit them up because they wanted to get on the plan. Doesn't happen. I was the type of person, I met people on the street. I got them started on plans. I got people that liked my posts. I chased the likes, like Steve said. I hit the people up like, hey, how you doing? Thank you for supporting me on my journey. Just wanted to ask if you had any health goals you were trying to meet. If not, thank you anyways for supporting me. If so, let me know. Thank you for supporting my client on their journey. It really fires them up when people like their posts because it gives them a rush and it helps them out with making sure that they staying consistent on their plans. But I wanted to reach out to you and know if you had any health goals you were trying to meet. And it's all the attitude. It's all up here. It's like whatever you say that you want, set a time limit, go for it, tell your upline what you want so they can hold you accountable to that. And, that's all I got.
Theo, thank you. Okay, so check this out. Be relentless, be relentless, be relentless, be relentless, be relentless. Now, what I'm about to do real quick is if you guys did not take notes, here's your chance. I'm going to do a quick recap real fast, and then we're going to open it up for question and answer. So this is what I had. First thing I wrote down was be relentless. That was powerful enough. We could have ended the call on that because use where talk is like in the mix of all that. So for one, let me just go down the list. Don't get off until yes, that was powerful. It's not for us to see the opportunity for everyone. That is awesome. I'm just going to keep going here. Don't coach if you don't come to events. That's powerful because you need to get to the spot. Events. Use the tools. Do not be the tool. That was awesome. Don't be the only thing that ties someone to Herbalife. Equipped your team or equipped who you have, equip them. Teach your people to show by showing up. So lead by example. Everyone has their stuff going on, but people just handle them differently. That was very powerful. This is what I really liked as well, Theo. The more wheels you have running, the more wheels you can afford. I was like, wow, that was awesome. Plug into everything you can. You can't check someone if not doing the work yourself. Huge. That 360-degree leadership book. If anybody didn't hear that, 360-degree leader, if you guys are looking for a book. Building relationships takes practice. Your best client can be your best distributor. And then also just show people how to get 5 new clients. And that just makes sense because now the motto right now is what? 5 to 7, 5 to 7, 5 to 7. And then also just how many people can you get to the events to end that? Show them the vision. Have them see the vision like you're seeing the vision. Awesome. So there goes your guys' recap for that. Now what we're going to do right now is before we have any questions, we got about 5 minutes, but we can go longer if need to, but we're going to value Theo's time because I believe he's got a client to get. So we're going to open up the line for question and answers, thank yous, or anything really in general. So go ahead. Let's not all jump out at once.
Yep. Always first. If you're not first, you're last. Grant Cardone. This is Steven again. First, just want to say thank you to my twin for getting on here and blessing us with these nuggets. If y'all don't know why I call him twin, is people always get us confused and say we look exactly like the same person. And if you didn't hear him speaking, a lot of times he said just like Steven said. So it's a lot of things that are and I'm not saying like I know anything, but my thing is like the I guess the duplication for success is not like that much different. It's the same thing. We all say the same thing. Like if Reggie was to get on here and talk right now, he would say the same stuff. It's not like we are talking different languages. Like the blueprint for success is kind of the same. It's just whatever you choose to do with it is what's different. So definitely thank you for getting on here and sharing your story with us. Sounds like you got a good upline. You know, he on here looking like the Grinch right now, but it sounds like you got a good upline, and like you guys got a lot of success. So just thank you for getting on here and sharing your story with us and showing us what's possible from your point of view.
Awesome.
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that.
Woo! Hey, I had to hurry up and hop on here before somebody else did. This is Aaron. I'm out of Racine, Wisconsin. Currently a World Team member. My video is not up because I'm driving a semi truck right now. But I was riding and driving at the same time. But a few things that really stood out to me was the king cannot show his flaws. You know, that's what I took off of that. And then all new saws all, and like that's a big thing to me because I'm working out here. I'm trying to get new. Well, I'm not trying. I'm go get new. But thanks, man. I appreciate the call and everything else.
Yeah, you're welcome, King. Hey, man. The call's recorded though, bro. Like you ain't gotta be writing notes while you driving a semi
we
truck.
show up for everything.
Hey, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate that. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say I got a couple things to say. Just a real short, quick. I want to give a shout out and say thanks to Theodore for the call and his shares. One thing that struck me that I like how he put that I never ever heard put this way before. As and Neff, I'm surprised you didn't mention this in your notes. How he's had keep your hands out of other people's pocket. I like how he put that because we do have a tendency to kind of want to put ourselves in other people's pockets and feel for them and think we know where they are and and that can kind of lead to just not good things, going that route and putting yourself in that mindset. So I'm glad that you kind of just spoke on that and just kind of shed some light on it and had a quote to it, and that's something that's going to stick in my mind when I let my mind, if I'm dealing with a client or a potential client, and I let my mind drift to that. That quote will stand out in my mind because I've never heard that before and heard it put that way, and I like the way you put it. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate your shares. I appreciate the numbers you shared with us because I'm trying to be a numbers guy myself. So great call and great shares. I really appreciate it. And by the way, I'm Kurt, aka Unc out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, current World Team member. Yeah.
Hey, you're welcome, man. Fire me up.
Awesome. Thank you. Any other questions, comments? Going once.
I got one more thing.
Yes.
You mentioned this in your notes too, and I wrote it down because I wanted to edify. I know I said I don't coach people, they don't come to the events. But remember, when you have a new person, new people have their own lives. So if you got a new distributor and you're invited to the event, be like, oh, I got work, or I got a wedding, or I got this thing going on, or you haven't helped them make any money yet, or they haven't made any money yet. Remember, those are all potential reasons why somebody wouldn't come to an event. And I don't hold them, I don't hold them as highly accountable as somebody who's been in the business a little bit longer, right? Now, around like 3-4 months in the business, you've had time to prepare to get to the event. But that first 2-3 months, you have to remember that people are new. People have their own lives. People have weddings. People have stuff planned. And you don't want to hold them. You don't hold them too accountable for that. So I just wanted to edify that real quick to make sure people ain't like, you got to come to the event. I ain't gonna help you. Wait. Yeah, show them how to make some money. Then they're gonna want to come to. They're gonna ask you how to get to the event. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for that. That's perfect. Anybody else have any questions before we get off the line? Remember, the call's recorded.
Yo, what up?
What up?
All right, bro. Congratulations, Theodore. Congratulations, Kylando.
Who is this?
Oh, this is Kenneth Moore, Global Expansion Team 2500 from San Bernardino, California, the IE. So I love the call. I love you guys. Remember that time we were playing basketball in Utah, Theo, and we cut our feet up in the pool? I did. I cut my feet up in the pool in Utah. But, man, it's super dope. Reggie's super dope. Congratulations on your second cut, bro. And I can't wait to see all these people walk across stage at Extravaganza. You guys are amazing. So you guys better be there or we ain't coaching you. Just kidding. But thank you for the call, man. This is super dope.
Thanks for that. We appreciate that. Awesome, awesome. Does anybody else have any questions? We're gonna take one more question.
You hear me?
I hear something. Yep.
All right, it's Jay Earl here again.
Hello.
I just want to say thank you, Theo, for the call. And yeah, like basically what he said too about, you know, keeping hands on out of other people's pocket, because obviously like I know I do, like especially like setting up people plans and stuff, and you don't know what people might have. I know I'd be like, well, what, you know, what's your budget or something? Well, I do something like that because I know like what they need, and I just try to like cut a deal or something. So that's like when he said that, it's funny because I got a client tomorrow I'm supposed to meet, and I was like going over the plan, and he wanted to gain weight, and I was like, well, how much can you spend? And he's like, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, just let me know like what I need to do to, you know what I'm saying, put on size or whatever. And I was like basically doing like what he said. So I'm gonna get him on tomorrow. We're meeting tomorrow. So, but like he said, that was just powerful because it do make sense though, because you know what I'm saying, you don't know what people can spend. People can afford it, and we just thinking like, you know, oh man, because we don't want to get hit with that. Oh, Herbalife is expensive. We all get that. So it makes sense. So appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I know sometimes it can be tough when you got somebody that's gaining weight. You got the whole 24 line thing. You be like, I don't know what to put them on. But like, for real, when that person's trying to gain weight and you tell them like, this is what it's for, like all the products, especially, you know, all the products, they're not priced at their value. They're priced well below their value. So just remember that part too when you put someone on a plan. Like the products aren't priced at the point where they need to be. They're priced well under, that way we can actually afford them.
Awesome. Thank you. So if nobody has anything else, if you want to post in our team page some takeaways that you've gotten, send Theo a message. Thank him for taking his time. The call was awesome.
Fire. We
both had pages of notes on here, so we're super grateful that you took time to share into our team, share the nuggets. Super awesome. So I'm going to unmute everybody. We're going to thank them, say goodnight. Hope everyone has a powerful week.
Yes, thank you again, Theo.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.